What is going on, everybody? Bobby Fire, Sheets Haber. We're going to be talking through this MLB 6:45 Eastern start, just to keep everybody clear on that. I know it's not as important as NBA because we have time to do everything, but did want to remind everybody that. I guess I'm not doing much on the early slate, and the golf has sort of turned on me today. I don't know how many 6 of 6s are going to be out there. So, Sheets, how are you doing? And any overall thoughts on this slate before we get into it?
I don't know how I'm doing in golf. I have to check. I mean, I'm not like cashing for a lot, so I'm sure it's nothing great. And I'm definitely not doing anything the baseball slate.
I'm a little irritated because I had the highest scoring game stacked everywhere, and yet somehow it wasn't the right combinations.
That's baseball, man. You know, it's
yep,
it's rough.
It's rough out there, that's for sure. And then I mean, we'll see what happens. There's still time left.
What's going on with the Oakland game?
I have no idea. I haven't even paid any attention to it.
Okay.
I just haven't looked at it because I didn't play anybody from it. So, I mean, everything went nuts with the Boston game as we sort of expected. And Oakland, let me just see what's happening in these other games. 2-2 in the bottom of the fifth.
Okay, we're hanging in there.
What's that?
I mean, our Survivor.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I thought you were talking about from a stacking standpoint.
I just want to know who's winning the game, Christ.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, and I didn't have enough of the well, actually, Tyler McGill wasn't even that great or anything, so I don't really know what's going to happen in this play yet. Still early, and the San Francisco's only in the third inning, and they got off to a good start. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. So hopefully Oakland can pull that one out for our Survivor. As far as this slate goes, I hate what SaberSim's giving me, and I know that's going to happen sometimes. So I'm going to actively go out of my way to get different a little bit. Paying 95% Luzardo against the Dodgers just feels idiotic to me. Now, maybe he has a great game tonight, whatever. I don't think on this, even on a 7-game slate, that I need to get that weird and play anybody against the best team in baseball. That's just the way I see it. So I capped his ownership, and that's where I'm at. So because of it, I'm getting to pitching wise. Schwellenbach fought Yamamoto, then Lugo. I have some Nick Martinez, some Soriano, but these are all like just 10%ers, and then I do have Luzardo at like 10%.
Yeah, I'm not particularly enthralled with playing Luzardo against the Dodgers either.
Yeah.
Now that you bring it up. The Schwellenbach seems a little chalky. He projects well enough, though. I mean, I think him and Yamamoto are definitely the two.
Is he chalky enough? Like, shouldn't he be like 60% owned or 70% owned? Like, isn't he the clear SP1 here?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's the clear SP1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do I have with him? I have 55%. I think that's
yeah, that seems reasonable to me. I mean, he's clearly the best pitcher, and he has the best matchup. Well, he and Yamamoto, I would argue, who's the best actual pitcher. But yeah, I mean, Yamamoto's got to face the Phillies with all the lefties, and the Dodgers are not going to let anybody go overextend themselves unless they're really cruising. And I think Schwellenbach seems like, to me, the logical guy in my high buy-ins. He'll probably be in all of them. Not 100% sure on that, but that's where I'm at right now. What are you getting to stacks wise?
Well, I don't know. I think the Dodgers are a pretty good baseball team.
I like that.
Are other people going to do this Luzardo thing? I don't want to do that.
It's not that it's like popular. I mean, he's like 10%, but like SaberSim is just trying to cram him in. I mean, I ran it with nothing, and they gave me 95% of them.
Yeah, I kind of like the Dodgers here, and I can get to them.
Yeah.
So that's my top right now. My second top is are the Reds.
Like the Reds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in terms of the ones that I prefer the most, it would be the Dodgers, Reds. I like Milwaukee a little bit too, and then I like Arizona. Those would be my 4 favorites. Not great hitting weather in KC for what it's worth, so
okay,
I'm not going to be. I mean, it's in the 40s, and I believe if KC has some wild weather. I noticed. What is the temperature there? So it's like 49 and the 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from left center. Not ideal. Otherwise, I would be talking about that game a little bit more. But I think Cincinnati, Milwaukee, the Dodgers, and Arizona are going to make up the bulk of my ownership for sure.
Yeah, I think FanDuel is where I'm opting to get a little different actually. On FanDuel, I'm going a little cuckoo. I'm going Washington as far as stats go. Washington and the Angels and the Indians actually. Indians. Look at me. The Guardians. So I'm going a little bit different on FanDuel, and I'm going a little more chalky on DraftKings. And on FanDuel pitching wise, I am going to do the Luzardo thing. So that's what I decided to do. And again, these are decisions you have to make if you're going to maybe use the Sims or not. Is how aggressively to use them and how to back off, whatever. And sometimes what I'll do is I will just take one site and I'll go full on Sims, and another site I'll just go full on non-Sims. And that's what I decided to do tonight. That's why on DraftKings I'm not getting Luzardo because I'm just going with the straight Saber Sim kind of high upside lineup builds. Where a FanDuel, I'm going to take the other route. So on FanDuel, I'll have a Luzardo thing, but then I also have Seth Lugo, the Max Meyer. So it's a very, very different build. So from a portfolio management perspective, I actually don't mind this idea.
Yeah, I get it. I'll probably just do the Schwellenbach thing over there. I don't see myself on a one pitcher site playing. Maybe I'll end up with like one or two in the lottery or something of Luzardo. I just don't. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I get it.
But it is. I mean, it is going to be lower owned. He does have great strikeout upside. It's not the most the best Dodger lineup I've ever seen in my life. There's no Freddie Freeman,
Right.
So you could argue that maybe now you got Kike hitting sixth and Rojas is in the lineup, low strikeouts, but still. Pajas has been off to a rough start, but I'm just siding with, okay, if you're going to give me the Dodgers low owned on a 7-game slate, I think that's the right thing to do.
I don't disagree.
And as good as Luzardo is, and even the Philly bullpen, I have some respect for. It's just it's just hard for me to click that button, I guess. And yeah, I'm just running my stuff now, and I just reran a few things. And on DraftKings, I'm getting Milwaukee, Dodgers, Cincinnati, Texas, Arizona, all above 20%. Now my stack exposure types are a little bit funky. I do have some because again, I 8 games or less. I'm more open to it. I do have some 4-2-2s, but the 5 flat and then 5 3-1 offs and 5 2s are the first and third highest for me. But I've got some funky 3-3-2s and stuff like that. And again, on these smaller slates, I just don't mind doing that. And you run yourself into the right guys. It's not so bad. I just reran it though. Now I'm getting more of the 5-2s and 5-3s. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, Milwaukee. Oh, Washington's another one that I think you could take a shot against Fott. Fott feels so hittable to me, but he never really gets hit. Like I always looks good, but it's just not, I don't know. I never really get it. I never really get there. And I'm just sort of like capping the exposure on some of these other stacks that I don't really love. And what I'm doing today, usually I use a combination, but because Goldie hasn't updated, maybe he's updated them now. Oh, you've got updated yours. Some of the players are out from his early projection. I'm using his ownership and then adjusting it for the players that are out. And I'm using the SaberSim straight projections today, although I might change that after this because Sheets has updated his. So I might make some changes. On FanDuel, I haven't even built anything yet. I was a little late to it. So I'm getting stuff in, but I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I just know that I'm probably gonna eat the chalk to some extent with Schwellenbach, and I'm probably going to see how many Dodgers I can get in. And I like Texas a lot too. Texas is cheap. I think there's upside. Littell has been good, but I think there's upside for them. So Texas and Cleveland both show up a little bit more for me on FanDuel than they do on DraftKings.
Are you watching The Pit?
The Pit. What is that?
It's a great medical show on Max, actually.
It sounds so familiar, but I don't. Oh, did they bring the hour guy back? Is that the one he's on?
It's the the no while, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
Okay.
it's really good.
I
It's
haven't
really
checked
good.
it out. I like the studio. Have you seen the studio by any chance?
No.
It's interesting. Maybe you wouldn't find it as interesting because, like, my girlfriend, like, she works in the film industry, so it's kind of.
Oh no, I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And it's Seth Rogen made it, but it's like based on like real like experiences that some of those guys have had. So I thought it was pretty cool. And I'm actually gonna go higher here. Okay, let's do this. But yeah, that one's good. And then the you don't watch White Lotus, right?
Yeah, I watched like White Lotus.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yep.
And we got the big White Lotus ending tomorrow, or Sunday.
Sunday. Yep.
All right, guys.
Building up freaking long enough. I mean,
seriously, I know. Although there was that monologue, that one monologue.
Yeah.
That was that was like mind-blowing.
That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing coming out on the 10th is the Black Mirrors.
Let's go. I'm in on that.
Yep.
I'm a little worried because I like it so much early in the seasons, early in the years, because they make the human element more a part of it. I'm afraid to go too techie, but I'm still. I mean, it is all techie.
I'm down.
I promise you that will be binged right away. I'll be done with it, and I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm down with that for sure.
Who to watch it with, I don't know. My son loves that stuff.
My daughter wants to watch. My son, Matt is not, didn't get as into it, but Ashley's all over it.
Oh, nice. My son loves it, but then my girlfriend cannot watch those kind of things because they just mess with her head. It's like, I don't know, not to get political, but if she hears anything about Trump around her, she just starts to lose it. She's Chilean, so she's already had friends who can't get in the country and have had to leave the country. So it's so I get it. Anyway, I didn't mean to get on that tangent.
Well, worst case, we could just all bet on Joaquin Neiman next week, and we should all be in business.
That's right. And by the way, I like that bet too. Although anyway.
Hey, you know what? He could get second.
That's right. We got to build up the suspense.
Yeah.
All right, so I am looking at some things and seeing if I'm just not going too far off the board with anything like individual hitters wise. But I just think I think we overthink these things. I guess it's not like Schwellenbach has to have the biggest game, but I do think, like, I don't know. When I looked at the slate, I thought he'd be, again, he might end up being 60% owned, but I thought he would literally be like 65, 75% owned. So I was actually a little surprised that he wasn't even more. All right, let's do that. And we are going to be rocking and rolling. All right. Questions or thoughts, guys, feel free to weigh them in. It's always a little hard with the baseball shows because we did go through the games on the earlier ones. We usually go through the games on the preview, and then we talk about what we're doing, on the second one. But the shows, it's hard to make them last as much. With the NBA, you have so much craziness.
Yeah.
That there's always stuff going on. But with the MLB, like, I feel like I can get across what I think is the plan, at least what my plan is for the night, pretty early. And then, it's hard to have a whole bunch to talk about, I guess, after that. But
what's the cut line going to be, you think?
Man, it changed on me. I think it's going to be -2.
Oh no. Okay.
It's I'm telling you, man, I don't know.
There's not going to be a lot of them.
I don't think anybody's getting 6 of 6s. I really don't. Like, I mean, some people are. Obviously, somebody's going to, but like,
this is brutal. I got a nice one too.
Yeah. Same.
Somehow body English. Seamus Power is +1 through 10.
He's got a chance still.
Well, sure, but it would be nice for him to actually do it.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know. To me, it seems like you would have to leave so much on the table just to get it through. Like to get 6 of 6s, because basically, Connors made the cut and Spieth did, but Hideki, Akshay, Oberg, those are and Fleetwood's on the cut line right now. Like,
is he really? Oh my god!
Then you got all the chalk like gone. So anybody who has
can he ever win? I mean, like,
what's that?
Can he ever win?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? Like it's weird because not that many golfers win every year. You know,
That's true.
there's only what? How many guys won events on the tour last year? 16, 18?
Right.
And so for him not winning, I don't hold that against him. But I'm telling you, he's out on the cut line right now, and he's gonna somehow end up in the top 10.
Yeah, that's true.
But he does, you know. And all of his advanced numbers are like the best advanced numbers.
I know he's playing great.
Yeah, it's just
But listen, as I talked about the other day, you know, it is an individual sport. You can't play defense. You know, it's like
yeah, absolutely.
What you can really control is what you do.
Yep. This Angels game with a standalone time, by the way, I just want to remind people, like in general, always to update, you know, to late swap and all that. But tonight, just keep an eye out because the Angels do two things. One, they release their lineup late all the time. Two, they often change their lineup even after they've announced it. So just keep an eye. And the Guardians do a similar thing. I finally got the name right. The Guardians do a similar thing. So just keep an eye on that last game and make sure you're looking before if you're able to before 9:38 Eastern time. And of course we won't have those lineups in by any sort of lock or anything. I did think for my high end builds, like I was, I think I'm gonna have a Dodger stack as was gonna be one of them, and I think I'm gonna have a combo of some sort of Cincinnati Milwaukee, but I can't decide which one I like better yet. I think it's Cincinnati, but it's pretty close for me.
I'm gonna run the NBA stuff as well.
Yep.
I literally have not looked at the slate yet.
Yeah, it's probably not the worst idea this time of year.
Yeah,
it's not. The slate is nothing like what it was. It's just so crazy. I'm looking at all and just there's a ton of guys out, but
so if you guys want to root, by the way, for something for the Final Four this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So in my survivor pool, I mean, obviously this is not the favorite to happen, but if Houston plays Auburn in the finals, regardless of who wins, I win 50,000.
Oh, let's go! That's a thing.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I love that.
Yeah, and I have most of the combinations already. I have most of the combinations covered, but literally that one pays like 50, and like some other combinations pay like 1,000. Like it's
a big difference.
Like if Florida plays Duke, you know what I mean? That's like 1,000.
Right.
So we're rooting for the underdogs, to say the least.
Yeah, for sure.
And it doesn't take much to get me to root against Duke, so that's good news.
Yeah. Although they've been talking about this is the least hateable Duke team, and I'm not sure I agree, but I mean they are.
Forget. Listen, you got to forget the team. I mean, like we were at the game, okay, and with the fans, they just make it too easy to hate them. It's like
oh, for sure, the fans, yeah. Also, them complaining, you know that they filed a lawsuit against against Max because the guy with the Duke shirt and he was thinking about killing himself in White Lotus.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
This is what this petty little mother effers. Had a good family friend who used to be the teacher of philosophy there, and he of course loved the thing, but he was like, the people suck, but he loved the basketball players, and the basketball players would be over at his house every night for dinner because he was like the one class they really enjoyed. But it was like the right years too. It was the Leitner, Grant Hill, all those guys were like good friends with him. So that was pretty funny.
You'll find some tweets by me. Like the only thing better than watching teams beat Duke is watching teams beat Duke in Duke. Like that's
yeah. That
was my favorite.
Yeah, who's another contender for the most? I mean,
you mean besides Michigan?
Oh, I hate. Yeah, okay, Michigan. Yes, absolutely.
I mean, Duke plays Michigan. I mean, I root for terrible things to happen.
Absolutely, yeah. No Michigan for me for sure. I love. I hate. I think in like baseball, the Astros are sort of now. The Dodgers might be to most people, but the Astros should.
But you know what? The Astros was just like that one group of. You know what I mean? Like of cheaters. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like
they're all still playing.
No, but it's not like a legacy of arrogance. You know what I mean? Like it's like
yeah, I hear you.
And me coming from like the Yankee Stadium, like I should talk. It's like
right. No, but it's not even. Yeah, and you're right. It's not. But it's not the arrogant. It's just I don't know. I just find I have a really hard time with the Astros. But also I'm also personally biased. what is the one? So in the NBA, it's probably the Lakers. What people would say. And I think
for me, it was the opposite. For me, it was the Celtics.
I think it is the Celtics. I think it actually might be the Celtics. That makes more sense to me.
But at least the Celtics fans, like they are they're like super freaking sports fans. Like,
yeah, that's true.
They're really knowledgeable, and then they're passionate or whatever it is.
Yep.
And they just really love the Celtics. I mean, I can't hold that against them.
Absolutely. And yeah, I have a lot of good Celtics friends that I totally agree with that assessment of them. So what would be that would be bad. So football is the
Cowboys.
Chiefs.
Where I grew up was the Cowboys.
It was always the Cowboys.
We got some guys that are out. Who's Trevino? Or no?
Basketball?
No, baseball, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, I'll take
Maybe it was from before. I'm getting a notification. I don't know.
Oh, let me double check. The Reds lineup came out. Maybe that's what it was.
Okay. And Spencer Steer is out too, I think.
Spencer Steer is out. He's not hitting today. I like this Reds lineup actually, though. Even with they've got some talent there.
Did what's his name finally retire? Joey Votto?
Oh yeah, I think he did.
Okay. Who's this? Who is? Actually, I know this guy, but I don't know how to pronounce him. Oscar Shibwe.
Oh yeah, you got it right.
Yeah, from Utah.
Yeah, he's
questionable.
Yeah.
Bismack Biyombo is 3,200. I didn't play tonight, huh?
Bismack Biyombo. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Sandro Mamuskashvili is
Mamuskashvili.
Look at this crew: Paul Reed, Chris Paul. What a crew!
Mamu had the greatest 19-minute game in the history of basketball earlier this year.
Oh, really?
He was 13 for 14 from the floor. He played 19 minutes. He scored 39 points.
What?
And he was either 10 of 10 or 9 of 9 from three-point range.
Jamison Battle,
yeah.
Him they played a little bit this year, I think.
They've been playing him because the tank is on.
Oh my God. If you gave me 11 guesses what team DeAndre Hunter is on, I would never have been able to come up with it. This is like the end of the season. Like I'm supposed to know.
It was a big trade this year.
Yeah.
It was a great guy for them to get.
UVA also. I'm supposed to know these.
But he's like, I thought he was the perfect guy for Cleveland to grab to try to improve because he can guard every position. He's a good, catch and shoot player. And they needed like that big wing stopper because their guards are small and their bigs are awesome. So he's the perfect fit in my opinion. And that is still my pick. I don't know why it feels stupid because I feel like this is so stupid to not pick the Celtics, but I did say Cleveland early on and I'm sticking with it. I'm just rolling with it. It's going to be tough for that Celtics team.
I just love that Missoula so much.
What's that?
The coach of the Celtics.
Oh yeah, no, he's cool.
He's so cool. They told him he won the NBA Coach of the Month or something. Yeah, so they thought he's like that's stupid. He's like, that's dumb.
He's really funny. But I was watching like I did really enjoy. Like I hate the Celtics, but I still like the documentary that Bill Simmons made and everything that they've been doing.
Oh, about Celtics Lakers.
It's just all about Celtics.
Okay.
They're on like episode 5 or 6 now, but it's interesting to walk through the time. And what I liked about it is they covered all the racial stuff. It wasn't all this Celtics like about how the city was divided and all starting back from the Russell days and Cousy and everything. There's all the way taking it through and how it still goes on there. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Did you see the Lakers Celtics documentary or whatever?
Yeah, the 3-parter.
Yeah,
that was great. It's so funny though because they were supposed to play like a million times in the 80s. I think everyone thinks they did. They really didn't.
Played like 3 times, I think.
3 times. Yeah, the Lakers won 2. Yeah. And the Celtics still claim that they were the best team of the 80s. I don't know why. Tell you what, Ralph Sampson hits one turnaround that they could have had some more.
That was amazing. I could not believe that happened.
I still can't believe a team that was under 500 made the NBA Finals. Although I understand it, like what's his name was out most of the year. I think it was Sampson, but it was wild.
Yeah, I saw him at one of the UVA games in the last couple of years when I went.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's like he's a real hero there.
He's a really what?
He's a real hero there at UVA.
Of course, yeah. The saddest part of it is though they did the documentary. I mean, I'm in that school, even though I wasn't before my time. But I've enough people who know basketball who have been around before me that I've been listening to since I was a little kid. It is the crazy with the Len Bias thing and how the franchise literally crumbled for 20 years after that.
Oh, that was terrible.
Them. Yeah,
that was terrible.
And he's probably the only person to outplay Michael Jordan more than once, ever, probably of any kind. All right, so I got my FanDuel stuff in, and Schwellenbach, Fott, and Gavin Williams are my three pitchers, my three highest owned pitchers, and my stacks are going to be different than yours. Dodgers, Milwaukee. Too much Philly, in my opinion. I don't need that.
So I'll tell you, but for a team that like the luck of the Irish, or they had two tragedies between him and Reggie whatever his name. Williams? No, who's the guy that died?
Yeah,
Reggie Lewis.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah.
But I mean, they had those tragedies, and then the team fell apart completely. Bird had his back stuff. Like, it just everything happened at once for them, or in the same.
But then, you know what? They came back.
Back. I mean, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's yeah.
You know what? The team in the city cares too much. You know what I mean? Like, they're just.
Yeah.
You know what I saw? I saw a wild, kind of like short documentary on Nomar Garciaparra.
Yeah.
And how they kind of ran him out of town, sort of.
Yeah.
And it was pretty crazy. I mean, he was like en route to being like Hall of Fame, you know, and he just completely collapsed. And they traded him in the middle of the season, and nobody understood why. And they ended up winning the World Series that year. And Nomar never was the same.
Yeah, you're right. I know he came and played for us for a while.
Yeah.
He did have one of the big moments in Dodger history, though. That was
he did, right?
Was the 4 home runs out, down 9-5, and they brought in Trevor Hoffman, and they hit four home runs in a row to tie it, and then they won it next. He won. He was the game winner in overtime.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But Trevor Hoffman had something like he'd never blown a 3-run or more lead, and he had gone like 100 and whatever. He had like just
with one freaking pitch. It was like amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And same with Mariano, same thing.
Yeah.
He threw, by the end of his career, he was throwing the cutter 96% of the time. I think it was something crazy like that. So here, where do you stand on this? Let me ask you this: if I think about greatest players ever, like, to me, I don't care about the steroid era. I just think I ignore it. But don't you think if you do, whether you factor it in or not, how come nobody talks about Mariano Rivera? Is there ever been anybody better at what they did than him at what he did? I don't think so.
Well, pitching is always a tough. Comparing pitchers with hitters is always very tough, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like he deserves, like, all you can do is the most with your opportunity. And if not for one stupid broken bat pop-up, that I still feel like the infield should have been back for a double play against Luis Gonzalez.
Dude, so this is really crazy. I don't know if you ever got into that. I got into this, but that was a crazy play, because if you watch the replay of the whatchamacallit, of the call of the game, Tim McCarver, whoever it was saying that the problem with their alignment right now is because he gets so many broken bats, they're really prone to get like a weak single in center field, and literally like the next pitch, it totally happened. It was sick.
That's right. It's crazy.
But now, well, it wasn't that. He also gave up the one to Womack, whatever the double, was it Womack?
Wait, you mean before
that? Before Luis Gonzalez got up.
I think he just came in. I thought he just came in the game.
No.
What's that was 10th inning, right? Yeah. That's right.
No, I mean, he was. I mean, like, how do you compare? Like, how do you? I mean, yeah, he's the best reliever of all time. Great, you know what I mean? Like, that's good.
But I mean, he was so much better than any. Like, who's second? You know, and that's what I always think is like, if the question is ever who's second, that means you're just an extra level above everybody else.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I never really liked relievers winning the Cy Young, but that's okay boomer of me, I guess.
No, I mean I get it, like, but also now it's like it's weird because in a weird way, like modern day baseball, like you almost could argue that it's a better chance for a reliever because nobody pitches more than 6 innings anyway.
And who was the reliever that won the MVP too, right? There was somebody.
Eckersley?
Was it?
I think he did. Kershaw almost did,
but not as a reliever.
No, as a starter. But that was wild though. No, maybe he didn't win the MVP though. I don't think he won he was close. Let's see. All right. So, okay. Yeah. Pitchers, Schwellenbach, Vaught, Williams on FanDuel. My stacks, Dodgers, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, Cleveland. They really want you to play Philly. It's that Saber sim. At least they want
they really want it, huh?
Against Yamamoto. I don't know if I like that. I actually like Yamamoto a little bit. I'm surprised I'm not getting to a little bit more of it. I would just caution everybody. Like I'm a Dodger fan. Obviously, I have a pretty good sense on this team. With these stud pitchers, they're not going to like. If they're cruising, of course, it's different. But like, if they're through 5 and they've got 81 pitches, they're not coming back out for the 6th most of the time. So there's some downside on some of the pitch counts stuff. And we got to get Ohtani in there at some point pitching. It's like, look at the gap. Nick Martinez, wow, 2nd in the quality start.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking at this. There were 2. Yeah, Eckersley won the MVP, but the one I remember, there was another one. Willie Hernandez for Detroit. He was a reliever that won the MVP, and Raleigh Fingers in 81 won the MVP.
Willie Hernandez, that one escapes me.
Oh, the Tigers, they were so good that year.
What year was this? Like 84? Yeah.
I think they started that season like 34-5 or something.
The first Gibson home run. He had the big World Series home run for them too, but everybody's forgotten about it because the other one was so much more dramatic. How did the Yankees score so many no home runs?
Who, the Reds? I mean the Yankees?
Yeah, 7 runs, no home runs. Very un-Yankee like these days.
What's the score of the A's game?
3-2 A's.
Oh, let's go.
We're live.
We're live.
But there's 2 on with 1 out.
Oh no.
In the bottom of the
That's
second.
right. We have Eckersley, right? We have Eckersley coming in.
Yeah, right. They bring him back.
Or Raleigh Fingers. We went over this already.
That's right.
Was Raleigh Fingers on the Brewers then when I forget. He was on Milwaukee in 81. That's right.
Wow.
4.2 WAR. Willie Hernandez.
Let's try something else here with FanDuel here. I just want to do something a little different here. I want 5 Yamamoto, and I don't want none of Atlanta. I think Atlanta is. I guess they're going to be owned. They should be owned. How can I have no players from Atlanta but 10% Atlanta stacks? It doesn't make any sense.
Justin Verlander won the MVP in 2011. I can't believe the Tigers had both him and Scherzer.
They were loaded, but remember they were like it was coming off they had the year where they had almost broke the record for losses, and they had 2 pitchers who had lost 20 games, which hadn't happened
right.
in years. And then this all turned around. Because they also had that other guy who almost won the Cy Young too. He might have even won it, the 6'8" guy. I can't remember his name.
We went through this last year and we couldn't remember him. We totally did.
It's always this guy.
Totally.
I think you're right. That's funny. And I'm going to the Clippers game tonight, which I'm looking forward to. I haven't been to a sporting event in a little bit, so this will be fun. It's such an ordeal with the Dodgers now because it's so much craziness that it's not just the prices of the tickets. It's just like even getting in the stadium. Like I forgot it was Shohei Bobble night, and we were going to go to and I'm like, oh my God, well that means you're going to take you 2.5 hours to get in. So Cleveland's lineup just came out, FYI. You know what? Here's what I want to do. I don't want to look on Twitter and see anybody bragging about getting the Final Four right. I understand it's only happened one time before, but there's nothing impressive to me about picking all one. Like there's nothing. I can't be impressed with an all 1 seed bracket.
Yeah, Nolan Jones is now marked out. What's going on with all these changes tonight?
There's a lot in baseball. It's early in the season. I think we're getting a lot more platoon splits than we have. Doug, there we go. The Fister. Good call, Brendan.
Who?
Doug Fister.
Oh my God, I would never have gotten that.
It is who it was, right? Or am I getting it wrong? No, it was different. It was Fister didn't get. No, it was Fister. Did he win this?
I think we were thinking of somebody else though.
Maybe. No, I was thinking of Fister. I'm looking at the picture.
Okay.
But highest finished. Let me see where he finished. Oh no, it wasn't as high as I thought it was. Oh no, wait. Yeah, a couple top 5s. Okay. All right. All right. Anything else, guys? Before we
I can't believe I got to get the Nolan Jones out of my life.
Not Anibal Sanchez. Yeah, I just let's see. We'll run the sim again, and let's see where I'm at baseball wise. Then I'm going to hand edit, and I'm going to go show everybody in our Discord what I'm doing. So I will probably get out of here in just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so
there's another great movie that's ending. Almost Famous is on in the background
here. How many times have you seen Almost Famous?
Oh, just a lot. A lot.
Yep.
Mark Williams is out. Does that mean anything?
I honestly don't even know who that is.
Isn't he a center for the?
You're on basketball. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm just getting these random SaberSim notifications. I mean,
yeah. I'll be honest. Again, I'll take a look at the slate, but I have little to offer because I think it's just we're just in massive speculation range. I think the interesting part is to try and see if you can come up with something that the spends are, because all the value is going to be played in some form or another, unless there's a different pivot that today. Let me just take a quick look. Oh no, I got the wrong one. Shoot, I hate this new slate thing. It takes me sometimes. I keep adding the wrong slates. That seems like what happened to you.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. So that's NBA DK. Okay. Yeah, I would focus more on these guys fighting for something. That was a pretty good game between the Lakers and unfortunately the Lakers lost, but like it was a big game last night between the Lakers and Golden State. You know what the Golden State's record is with Jimmy Butler sheets?
What?
20-4.
Oh my.
They've been really, really good. But it's crazy. In the West, you could end up the 8 seed or you could end up the 3 seed. Like,
right.
Impossible. And then somebody's going to be in the play-in. Like, there are 2 of them, actually. The Clippers, like, what's weird is I actually think the Clippers, like, if I'm OKC, and they'll beat them, don't get me wrong, I think. But if there's one team that could give the OKC, I think, a pretty good run other than Denver, I think the Clippers might be that team.
Okay.
They're good. When Kawhi plays, they don't lose. Thanks, Eagles. Good luck to you as well. All right, I'm just gonna take a quick look at what my thing would be tonight. So hard when all these guys have nothing to play for. Just go back. You can go back to a lowish owned Giddy. I think that Devin Booker back in Boston, where he once scored 70 real life points. That's something. Miles Bridges. How about Miles Bridges for an offer?
There you go. That's something.
Yeah. No, Jimmy, it's not that it's hard to get the tickets. It's just there's so many events and so many bobbleheads and so much energy, which is great. But even just getting downtown has been brutal, and especially while basketball season's still going on, because you still have the Lakers some nights, and it's just the crossover gets annoying, and then you have hockey some nights. It just gets like, this has been a nightmare to get downtown. Put it that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you're going to probably get, with Mark Williams out, you probably get Nurkic chalk, right?
Yeah. I'm guessing, unless they start Diabate.
Nick Smith Jr. is out. Yeah, Miles Bridges.
I like the Miles Bridges play a lot. And the projections, I feel like, are low on him. Brendan saying OKC and Houston. I don't think OKC's. I mean, this OKC team is like legendarily good. They're so good, but there's things people are trying to pick apart. There's a chance that they just go and smoke everybody. Their backups literally beat most teams. I do think Houston will lose in the first round, even though I love Houston's team. And I don't think it matters who they play. I would take everybody over Houston in the first round, which feels bad to say, but other than Memphis, I would take Houston over Memphis. That's pretty close, actually. I would consider Memphis. Yeah, you're getting the Nurkic, but it is weird though. There's not like the glaring, 10x chalk we've been having. And Mamu, that one night that Mamu was like 50% owned sheets, I think he had like negative half a fantasy point or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he really did. It was a pretty bad. Oh, I got to get my baseball lineups updated. Are you cool if I bounce in just a minute?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good too.
All right, man. Have a good